Good evening, Bruin fans, and welcome to another edition of Something Bruin here with Coach Cook. And here we are on the day that JV opens up. So, Rashad, I bet you those JV players are just itching, ready to start their regular season.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. We got a 1-1 or 1-0 Hickory JV coming in, and our boys are 0-0. So tonight is their opening night, and we're excited about the opportunity. Coach E is being able to roll out his first opportunity as a head coach, and it all counts. Coach Winley will be dialing it up on the offensive side. So we're excited, but we take it 1 week at a time. Mark, how are you?
Right. Oh, I'm doing great, and just busy and here with the school schedule. I mean, this is now last week there was Labor Day, a holiday there on Monday, but this week, first full week here with school in session, and I'm sure those JV kids and with Eric and Coach Windley being Bruin alums, there's some excitement here with not only getting ready to start playing JV games, but also with JV football opening up at home here in a little bit.
Absolutely. We're hoping the weather holds out. We got a little rain. We had a whole lot of, good weather, and now we got a little bit of challenges. But the guys will be fine. The field has really held up over the past month, and we're very thankful for that. A shout out to our field crew. Mr. Alan Gaynor, Tony Wills, and just that whole group that are dedicating themselves to everything that we do. Dave Angles. So the support is there, and our boys should be able to compete at a high level tonight.
Yes, and for the varsity, I mean, last week, and remind all the listeners out there, we have two non-conference, and the last few years we've usually done a public school and a private school. The last couple of years, the private school has been Benedictine. This year, the private school was Catholic. So going on out to Catholic, and it was a nice game for our team.
Yeah, first of all, we're thankful that we're able to get a game. It's very difficult, to find that second game because most good programs and most programs are either home and home already locked in or have just started one. So Catholic, we're so grateful for them to give us the opportunity to compete. We told our boys they did what they were supposed to do. Come out and compete at a high level in all three phases. Our motto, and again, I got to give credit where credit is due, but our motto is do not lose the Western Branch. So Clemson has used that for a long time. Coach Dabo Sweeney has always made that an emphasis of his program, and that's something I wanted to instill in our young men in both programs, JV and varsity alike.
Yeah, and the other thing is it was a good opening game there against Menchville. They're at home, but hadn't balanced schoolwork yet, as Menchville was Thursday before Labor Day weekend, and then Catholic here the first week of school, and the kicking game, nine extra points. The team scored 9 touchdowns, and the defense pitched a shutout.
Yeah, well, back to the classroom. I think our boys have done a phenomenal job for the first time in my tenure here to balance out opening week. There's so many other distractions. You got over 2,200 students coming back into the building on top of our 85 on our roster, and they've done a great job. Now, it also takes a little bit of adaptation, but with this first full week back, I think they're locked in. They did a phenomenal job throughout the week, considering, and now it's about being a student athlete, not just the athlete that we get spoiled to be, from July all the way to opening day of school. The hidden stat that I like, man, Brady was 7-7, and he had 7 touchbacks.
Nice.
And when he had to kick into the win the second half, all of his kicks were inside the 5.
Uh-huh.
But the other expectation we have for our boys is no return past the 30. So my guys got down to the field, they corralled and made a play. So those guys earned a helmet sticker this week. We got some awards that really requires a lot of discipline and detail, and they earned it this week. But Brady was phenomenal. I've never heard this stat in huddle, but he kicked for over 508 yards on kickoff, and his longest was 60. So that's pretty much on outside the end zone, out of the end zone, if that makes sense. But phenomenal week with special teams, and I think that's the part that a lot of programs don't pay attention to: the hidden points, the hidden things that can make your program or your defense or your offense in a better alignment. So yes, they did a good job offensively. We executed. I believe we were 5 for 5. We did not punt. But our opening drives, we went 5 for 5, I believe, in the first half. So the guys did a great job, and our defense held them to 84 yards total offense.
Nice.
We had over 340 total total yards on offense, and again, special teams was special. So definitely pleased with them. Our coordinators dialed it up. They were ready and prepared. Our boys were ready and prepared, and we're looking to see that increase each week.
Yeah, and the other thing is it's back to the kicking game. Okay, we didn't punt, but after we score or an opening of a half and we kick off, I mean, it's definitely nice to win the field position battle.
Absolutely, and that makes a lot of jobs easy. It makes it a lot more easier for everybody on our side to be able to have that touchback, and now the offense has to travel 80. But Brady was also 7-7 for field goal, PAT. So again, accuracy is there, consistency is there. But yes, everybody is all smiles when you see touchbacks, and your defense is in a good spot.
Yeah, and then the other thing is it's to stay locked in and everything. I mean, it's nice to play non-conference, but now here this week, the 2 games are behind us, and now it's time to focus on the district schedule and starting out with heading out to Hickory.
Yes, we got Hickory, and that's been our focus. Last year, we got to wear it. They went 1-0, and for 360 plus days, we had to absorb that 0-1. But our boys, again, this is their last day to have a ghost game walkthrough, make sure all the critiques are there, everything's aligned up right for what we will see in all 3 phases, and, not lose ourselves. Don't beat ourselves. We got to find a way to win, but we can't be in our own way in that opportunity.
Well, and the other thing is they weren't going to have enough Chesapeake police for Friday because of that concert, and then there was so much rain that when I was heading out to Hickory last year on that Thursday, the concert was moved to Sunday. So hey, no city distractions this year. Games on Friday night, and it's time to lock in and take care of business going out there.
100%. I got a lot of respect for a coach and how they operate over there. We know a Bruin alum has been a part of that staff for a long time, Coach Decker. But at the end of the day, we got to go in there and want to win. We can't go in there thinking we're going to win and they're going to lay down. They're going to compete. They're a very scrappy team. So we got to go in there and compete at a high level and take it one possession at a time.
Right. And, they are also coming off, a win last week. Week 0 was their bye, and they came over here to P-Town and, shut out Banner like 23-0. So tomorrow night here, both teams' defenses coming off shutout victories.
Absolutely. Again, I think it's details in the word discipline. And the more you're disciplined, the more you're going to see that you can win a lot more reps. But we're excited. Again, Mark, it's our opportunity. We're the underdog, man.
Right.
We're 0-1. We can't take nobody lightly. We practice. We've competed. Everything about us, West Branch, made.
Right, and as we move into Saturday football and following Bruin alums, I mean, I saw that Shamik got in the end zone there last weekend. There is North Carolina A&T. I think they were down at Central Florida. All right. So as Hickory and Western Branch, get ready to battle there tomorrow night. Both teams coming off a victory. We also have college football in full force, and it was nice to see Shamik hit the end zone there for North Carolina A&T last weekend.
Yes, he did, against a big-time D1 school too, right?
Right.
Showing you can play at that level. But I'm not surprised. We've seen him score a lot of touchdowns, in his high school career here. And obviously, wherever he's gone, he's been an impact player. But good to see him get in the end zone. He's battled some adversity in the spring and has navigated his way through camp. But Shamik is Shamik. He's going to find a way to make a way, and he's a special talent. He provides or adds value to any program, but he's at North Carolina A&T, and I'm pretty sure they're going to see the blizzard in him.
Right. Yes, and I know with school and the regular season, I mean, do you get texts from Billups and other alums here that are in the middle of their college season?
Yes, absolutely. So, one to highlight is C.J. Frazier at Richmond.
Yeah.
He's playing like his hair is on fire right now. And it's kind of funny. I spoke to him his redshirt freshman year. And he was like, Coach, I was going 1,000 miles an hour. But now the game is slowed down. And that's why you see so many smiles. Guys like him have figured out the college level, and he's having a good season, another good season. So definitely happy for him. Devin saw action at Wake Forest versus, help me out. They played, say it again.
Yeah, Kennesaw State.
No, before Kennesaw. He did start versus Kennesaw, but after Kennesaw, correction. He saw defensive action last week. The school will come to me in a few seconds. But, again, he's flying around 100 miles an hour. And I said, man, slow is fast. Like, figure it out and then play fast, So it's just good to see these guys compete. It was Western Carolina that they played this past weekend.
Yep.
And, Mossy Bruning and Christopher Newport, those guys got after it. We have Mike Bowen still at Shenandoah with some Bruins that are currently on that roster that just graduated. So, it's just good to see guys competing on Saturdays. Jazari Priester at Tech, Chappelle and Broadbent at Norfolk State. We're not going to say it happened last week. But, it's just good to see those guys competing, and it's fun to watch that we can turn on TV as a staff, go to ESPN or the app, and see any of our Bruins that are currently playing college ball, which is awesome.
Yes, and I saw VMI here with their first home game there last week.
Absolutely. So that was a good game too. They pulled away the second half, but you saw the difference of two levels, if that makes sense. And Derek Cook, 25 class alum of Western Branch, was able to dress as a true freshman as of right now until they redshirt him or whatever that looks like at VMI. But look good. He's 197 pounds. I think he's still growing. He's very close to 6'2", but has moved to the defensive side of the ball and has embraced that role. But I guess it's not hard when you got two other brothers that play defense too, right?
Right. That's
joining the family. So all in all, it's just good to see guys competing. It's good to see guys, still be continuing their academics at the next level. And, for us, it's just rewarding to just be a part of their journey. It took them to get there. Right. But as a staff and as a head coach, we were just a small piece of that journey.
And with it being September, was Coach Arculin able to come out last weekend?
I think my smile gave it away, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I was able to see him.
Right,
The week before that, I was able to talk to Coach Jay on the phone, just the support, right?
right.
But yes, I was able to see Coach Arculin, and we spoke briefly coming out of halftime or right at halftime, and he said, "Cook, I'll be at all these games." He gave me the list, but
Yeah,
I'm going 1 week at a time. But that support is there, and again, this is where honoring these guys, even with Sharon, it's like they see a jersey in the locker room, but they don't see the person. And
right.
Coach Arculin and Coach Lou Johnston and all the coaches before me to be highlighted, now it opens up a new chapter of Bruin excellence, if that makes sense. And it's good to see those guys still around the program and still supporting the program.
Yes, and it was also, seeing the comments there when you highlighted Coach Jay. I mean, that was someone that I met through my brother, and you played for him as well as a lot of your assistants.
Correct.
And so just to see the post and see the comments. I think Bobby Robinson, he played for Coach
Yes.
Arculin, and then before he graduated, Coach Jay, took over the football program, and he had a nice post, So yeah, just a great thing, and then getting to know Coach Arculin here with as him and his family come into town, and he takes the time, to if he's not at the game, he'll at least text me and be like, "Hey, let me know how the Bruins do tonight."
Yes, absolutely. No, it's awesome. It is awesome, and it's authentic too.
Yeah,
That's the beauty of it all. And again, it's a fraternity within a fraternity. All of us as coaches. I'm only the seventh head coach in school history, so it's not like the turnover is there for coach after coach after coach. So it's a small fraternity to be in this role that I'm in. And to me, the guys that have come before me only want to see better success than what they've had. And they had a lot of good success, winning multiple district titles and things of that nature. And that's empowering, within itself. So definitely a blessing, a humble opportunity for me in this role to be able to recognize those guys. I don't think it's ever been done in school history where we go that far back
yeah,
in the vault and really start highlighting guys. Even Coach Mr. Brandreth, he's my guy.
yeah.
He
That's
was
right.
my principal.
Yeah.
So it's just an awesome experience and an awesome opportunity. And I hope I make all of those guys proud.
Yes, and I know that I usually send Mr. Brander a link of the episode, so I know that he'll watch this, in the future.
Yes,
And
sir.
so we definitely got to highlight, because he's a BMI alum. You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
so
Yeah,
so
so
with Derek now being part of VMI football, there's a connection.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that connection is real, too. I've heard a lot of good things, if guys are able to make it through. But he's doing well. I think, pride, right? The first letter in pride under my leadership is perseverance.
Yeah.
So he's gathering that as he navigates through the rat line and obviously being a student athlete, going to class and still practicing and all those things. And albeit he's a freshman, and I think I made a comment a couple of days ago. The best advice is learn how to be a Division I football player. Don't try to get it all in 1 year. Just be patient, grow, and then things will come to you at the right time. So definitely proud. Absolutely.
Yes, and with the let's see. So we start our district schedule there tomorrow at Hickory, but then fans don't worry. I mean, JV has a home game tonight, but the varsity Bruins will be at home next Friday. Going back on the road there at Hickory tomorrow. When does middle school start? Later on?
Next week. Next week. September 23rd, I believe. They open up. I believe it's West Branch Middle that will open up first here. When I first started coaching, it was West Branch Middle versus Jolliffe. But now I think starting off the season that way versus finishing it, or however the schedule will play, it's going to be West Branch Middle versus another opponent, and Jolliffe will be on the road. And I guess they flip flop.
Okay. All right. And you guys, with the varsity staff, you guys still try to, make time to go down and encourage, the middle school football players that feed into our program?
Absolutely. That's been my main staple. And now the opportunity is to get over to Jolliffe Middle School and at least once a week take time out of my afternoon and travel over, watch them practice real briefly, and give them some positive words of encouragement. I've been able to do it over here at Western Branch Middle. And, with such a short distance to
Right.
travel, we always bring one of our captains over to talk to the young men, to empower them. So my goal is, with the permission of a parent, and obviously our AD and principal, I would love to have one of our Jolliffe alums to return back to their middle school and empower and encourage those guys that are going to be future Bruins. So that is something we do. We normally wait till they get through their preseason. And
Yeah.
then, for example, next Tuesday, I will travel over to West Branch Middle to speak to the guys, encourage the guys, and also have one of our top performers from this past weekend or week to talk to them as well. And then we move on. It's just about 3 to 4 minutes at the end of their practice, and then we transition back to ours. So it's something we take pride in. It's a great recruiting tool of your system schools, and we're going to keep that going.
So, all right, Rashad. Well, hey, I'll let you go. I know that things have probably been a little interesting here in the last couple hours here with the weather, and if the JV is still going to have a game tonight, it looks like the rain has stopped. So hopefully the weather will hold up, and everybody can, JV can start their season. So, any last minute comments here before we wrap up?
Yes, so JV will play tonight. I feel like I said on behalf of our crew and our coaching staff and myself, everyone who's put in some work to get it to this point, they're going to play. We walk the field, roll the field. It's beautiful. The Bermuda has soaked up a lot of this water that we've gotten all day. Continue to support our Bruins. Really, really continue to come out and support, whether it's home or away. Bruin Nation always travels, so continue to support them. We're always going to compete at a high level, on and off the field. And Mark, thank you, man. Thank you for this platform and opportunity.
Sure, no problem. And I'd also like to point out that if you want to beat the traffic on getting ahead of the high-rise bridge, plenty of restaurants there between Hanbury Road and Edinburgh. They're the exit for Hickory, so plenty of eating establishments not too far to meet the Friday night traffic over the high-rise bridge.
Yep, absolutely. So come on out, Bruin Nation.
But all right, Rashad. Well, hey, here's week 2 here of Something Bruin here in season 5, and thanks again for your time, and go Bruins.
Absolutely. Go Bruins.
All right.